Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the content that we're throwing up, and make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video. And yeah, let's begin. What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and this week on our What If series, we are going to merge two story elements from the DC and Marvel universes, and we're going to introduce one of the biggest and most constant threats of the Marvel universe and discuss what would happen if Galactus showed up to the DC universe. So, I'm sure all of you know what the deal is with Galactus. He's a cosmic being that feeds off the energies of planets, earning him the incredible, appropriate nickname, the Devourer of Worlds. While he has plagued the Marvel universe for years and has been a perennial threat to the mightiest heroes of that universe, I thought it'd be interesting to see what would happen if Galactus just got bored of dining on planets from the main Marvel universe and decided to venture over to the DC universe and try out the local fare. Now, I think it makes sense, right? Because sure, you can subsist on like chicken breasts and potatoes for every meal, but every once in a while, you gotta throw in something different to break the monotony and have some ribs or pizza or the energies of planets of a foreign universe. And so upon his arrival in the DC universe, Galactus seeks out a planet to devour, and out of pure happenstance, he arrives at the planet Thanagar, the home world of Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and all the other Hawk people. And so Galactus starts setting up his world engine to extract the planet's energies. But since the Thanagarians are formidable warriors, they don't take this lying down and rally their forces to expel this new threat. Now, while the Thanagarians fight valiantly, they're no match for the immense cosmic power of Galactus, and defeat is imminent when seemingly out of nowhere, the Justice League shows up. And we learn that they have received a distress call from Hawkgirl and responded immediately in the hopes of saving Thanagar. And so the Justice League would arrive and start fighting Galactus, and Galactus would begin to realize that although he could probably defeat the Justice League, perhaps consuming the planet is not worth the trouble of enduring a battle with them. And so instead, he proposes a bargain. He will spare the planet of Thanagar, but in exchange, he requires 3 of the Justice League members to serve as his heralds to find him suitable planets for his consumption. And so Hawkgirl, desperate to save her planet, immediately agrees. The rest of the Justice League end up thinking it over and decide the best course of action is to agree to Galactus' terms, and in doing so, be able to steer him toward planets that are devoid of sentient life. And so to that end, the League decides that 2 of them will volunteer for the remaining posts. Hal Jordan is chosen because his time as a Green Lantern has given him a wealth of knowledge about the universe and which planets would make good targets, and the Flash is also selected because his super speed will allow him to cover a lot of ground exceedingly quickly, seeking out new planets. And so with Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Flash stepping forward as volunteers, Galactus imbues them with the power cosmic, a seemingly unlimited source of cosmic energy that greatly enhances the power of those in possession of it. And so with Thanagar spared and the remaining members of the Justice League in their new roles, it seems like all is well, and things seem to go well for a little while, right? The Heralds are able to steer Galactus away from planets with sentient life, and he's able to remain reasonably sated. But unbeknownst to the Justice League, there are a few forces at play that threaten to turn this tenuous alliance sour and threaten the fabric of the DC universe itself. And so it turns out that the Justice League are not the only ones aware of Galactus' presence in the DC universe. Darkseid, a longtime antagonist of the Justice League, has also found out about Galactus and sees it as an opportunity to forge an alliance and achieve his own objective of defeating the League and conquering Earth, and then subjugating the entirety of the DC universe. And so Darkseid approaches Galactus with a proposal of his own. He tells Galactus that his heralds have set him on an unsustainable path, that eventually they will run out of uninhabited planets for Galactus to feed on, and that they will ultimately rebel against him. And so his proposed solution is to use the anti-life equation to influence the minds of Galactus' heralds and make them subservient to him. Ultimately, realizing that Darkseid's right, Galactus agrees to this alliance, knowing that his hunger will never truly be satisfied without feasting on the energy of life-sustaining worlds. And so Darkseid uses the anti-life equation on the heralds and points them towards Earth, telling Galactus that because of all the superheroes there, there'll be more than enough energy for him to feast on. And so when the heralds show up to prepare the way for Galactus, they are of course met by the rest of the League, who soon realize that their teammates have been corrupted and are not in their right minds. And so once negotiations with the heralds fail, the Justice League has no choice but to engage their friends in battle. But this goes south insanely quickly, as the power cosmic coursing through the veins of Hawkgirl, Flash, and Green Lantern make them immensely powerful, and even the stronger members of the League, like Superman and Wonder Woman, are unable to hold their own against them. And so when all hope is nearly lost, Earth gains some unexpected allies as 2 unknown warriors appear in the sky and begin battling Galactus' herald. Heralds. And while these new allies are unknown to the DC heroes, we as readers recognize them immediately as Thor and the Silver Surfer, who have both served as Heralds of Galactus in the past. And so as both of these characters also possess the power cosmic, they are far more capable of holding their own against the Heralds than the Justice League had been. And once the League talks to them and figures out who they are and begin fighting alongside them, the battle becomes fairly evenly matched, as we have the entirety of the Justice League, Thor and the Silver Surfer, fighting against cosmically powered versions of the Flash, the Green Lantern, and Hawkgirl. And so then we end up cutting to Galactus's world ship Tatu, where he and Darkseid are watching the battle unfold below. And here we see that Thor and the Surfer were not alone when they made the trip from the Marvel Universe, but were actually accompanied by the Fantastic Four as they board Galactus's ship and request an audience with him. Now Darkseid tries to convince Galactus not to take the meeting, but knowing and respecting Reed Richards as he does, Galactus agrees. And so Reed explains that Galactus's departure from the Marvel Universe left a fissure in the barrier between the Marvel and the DC universes, which threatens to throw off the cosmic balance of both universes. And so Reed implores Galactus to return back to his native universe, and while Galactus is reluctant to do this, he gives it serious consideration, in no small part to how much of a hassle it had been just to get about this business of consuming planets since he's arrived here. And so while Galactus ponders Reed's approval, Darkseid is becoming increasingly frustrated. Now he assures Galactus that they will soon be victorious over Earth's defenders, and Galactus will be able to consume the planet. But Galactus has his doubts, knowing how formidable the Silver Surfer and Thor are, as both wield the power cosmic. And so Darkseid tells Galactus that he's amassed an army of parademons that are nearby and ready to strike at any moment to turn the battle in their favor. But in doing so, he makes a severe miscalculation in revealing to Galactus what his true motives are. Because this is the first time Galactus has heard of Darkseid bringing an army, he rightfully concludes that Darkseid is merely using Galactus to achieve his own mission of destruction and subjugation. And so once Darkseid's plan has been exposed, he lashes out in anger at the Fantastic Four for their meddling, and although they do try to fight back, Darkseid proves to be far too much for them. He is not, however, too much for Galactus, who unleashes a powerful blast of cosmic energy that sends Darkseid hurtling across the universe, but not before Darkseid sends a message to his parademons to attack Earth. Now, as the parademons do attack, we see that they number in the thousands and are accompanied by other members of Darkseid's army, like the Female Furies, Calabac, and just for good measure, Darkseid's dog Cavalry, because every battle is made better by a bunch of alien warriors riding giant demon dogs, right? Now, as the forces of Apocalypse advance on Earth, the Justice League, Thor, and Silver Surfer stand ready to meet them in combat, and this time they're joined by the Flash, Green Lantern, and Hawkgirl, who Galactus has freed from the effects of the anti-life equation. Now, Earth's heroes are able to repel the first several waves of Darkseid's forces, but additional waves just keep coming. And so Galactus decides to give the heroes even more aid, and he realizes that Darkseid's forces are agents of destruction that exist simply for the sake of causing chaos, and that is not what Galactus is about at all. I mean, sure, he causes a lot of destruction himself, like he subsists on the energy of planets, but he only does so to sate his own hunger, not through a base desire to cause death and destruction, right? So basically Galactus's attitude is always like, yeah, me and Darkseid are really alike, but like, it's different when I do it. And so he decides that they need to be defeated. And so he gives part of the power cosmic to the Fantastic Four as well, in addition to the remaining members of the Justice League, to allow them to effectively repel the forces of Apocalypse into retreat, albeit after a hard-fought battle, which would be the second large-scale battle of this story. And so with the invading force effectively defeated, Galactus takes back the power cosmic from all the DC characters and decides that he's had enough of this universe, and he finds it too chaotic and largely without any real order or structure, as there seems to be far fewer cosmic entities in this universe than there are in the Marvel Universe to keep things in balance. And so he leaves the DC Universe, returns back to the Marvel Universe, where he is an essential force in maintaining the cosmic balance. And while this seems to be the end of Galactus's involvement in the DC Universe, we get an epilogue of sorts. It takes place on Apocalypse, where Darkseid has returned after being blasted across the universe by Galactus. Now, as he meets with his generals, he expresses his disappointment over their failure on Earth, but admits that they had little hope of winning due to the immense cosmic power working against them. However, he does say that it'll no longer be a problem, because while aboard Tatu, he was able to acquire a valuable new weapon, stealing it without Galactus realizing it. And he states that this weapon is one that will finally turn the tide in Apocalypse's favor once and for all. And in the final panel, we see Darkseid holding none other than the ultimate nullifier, which sets us up with all kinds of possibilities for an epic storyline later on down the road. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's really, really, really cool, right? Like the Justice League becoming Heralds of Galactus, right? But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you guys are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, and I will catch you all later. Peace.